I will,
Right.
I'm Mike Mackin, Chairman of the Sewer Commission. Could everybody join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. In accordance with the requirements of the open meeting law, please be advised that this meeting of the Sewer Commission is being recorded and will be available to be found on the Lunenburg Access YouTube channel after the meeting. The following information is also provided for members of the public that would like to participate in the meeting remotely. To participate remotely from a computer, please use the link to join the meeting webinar found on the posted agenda, or from a telephone, dial the toll-free number 888-475-4499 and enter the webinar ID #792-737-0353. If you're not registered with Zoom, you'll be asked for your name and email address. Note, no participant ID is needed. Just press pound when asked. So now I'll do a roll call for all the members and who are present. And members, when I call your name, you can please respond with affirmative. Eli Torres is not here. Joseph Hurley? Yes. Scott Dahl?
Here.
Brett Ramsden?
Here.
Mike Mackin is here. Staff, when I call your name, respond in the affirmative. Bill Bernard?
I am here.
Jane Ranley?
Here.
Okay. Do we have any public currently? I don't see anybody.
There's nobody else on, but I have one public comment. The link that was in the agenda was incorrect. But we are on Zoom. It is being recorded.
Okay.
I got it in time.
Yes.
Any announcements? I think it's a good time to just inform the public that this is the only meeting for December.
Yes. Yep.
So we'll see you guys again in January, the
14th.
14th.
Yep.
Okay, current business. Business manager update.
Okay. So we interviewed a gentleman, Andrew, I'm not even sure how to pronounce his last name, Valaire. And at first I was kind of on the fence. Joe was there. There was nothing bad about him, but I was just on the fence. And then Carter Terenzini, the interim town manager, said, well, let's bring him in and talk to him some more. So we brought him in again, and Carter and I and Julie Bellevue, the HR manager, talked with him. I was still kind of on the fence. So then I think Carter suggested, well, why don't you bring him in while Paula is here working on the billing and kind of look over her shoulder for, say, an hour. Okay, so we did that. And he actually sat there. Well, what convinced me to say okay to that was he followed up the two interviews with a couple of emails and a handwritten postcard. So that kind of softened me a little bit. So then I said, yeah, let's bring him in. So he came in, I think it was a Friday afternoon. Paula was here for like 6 hours and he stayed for 5 of the hours.
Really?
Watched over her shoulder and was starting to learn a little bit. At that point, I said, yeah, he's gonna be all right.
Okay.
So we offered him the job and he accepted. So if he's ratified by the committee tonight, he will start on January 6th.
Well, I had a chance to, if
Go
I
ahead.
may, review all the documents you sent regarding our new candidate. And it, it looked pretty good. He obviously knows and understands sewer.
Right.
And
customer service.
Say again?
And customer service.
And customer service. But as we've found from recent people who have applied, him showing up and actually spending hours here as opposed to not showing up at all, pretty positive. Just
Right,
but I think the fact that he sat down with Paula with the billing and the condition it's in and spent 5 hours and had a feel for what he's up against there. And getting the feeling, you got the same feeling, that says a lot.
yeah, exactly. So because he didn't have any experience, you know, it's working in a town or with the software we use. Again, Carter recommended a list of competencies to come up with, so I sent that out to you guys too. So it came up, I think there was 7 total. First one was kind of administrative stuff for the town, but then the other ones were directly related to the job. Tasks that I thought he should know in a certain time frame. So there's a couple of tasks within the first month. And a couple of tasks in, say, 3 months, and another one in like 5 months. So, you know, we're keeping an eye on him, make sure he's progressing. So, you know, we don't wanna find out he's just sitting around doing nothing, right?
Yeah.
We wanna make sure he's learning the job, so this is, we feel is a good way to do that.
I'm guessing we'll pick up on it too when we're having our meetings and
Yeah,
have a
Yeah.
clue about what he's saying then.
exactly, so after the first month,
Yeah.
you know, in our meeting, you know, I'll say, all right, the first couple tasks, he did pretty good at them, you know, so we passed him on those. Or no, he did bad and, you know, you really gotta buckle down or whatever the outcome
Yeah.
is. But we're gonna try to stay on top of it, you know, try to, you know, make him into a good employee right away.
How long will he be with Paula in January, if at all?
Yeah,
I mean,
we
is
haven't worked that out.
Yeah, I just
Right,
wondering,
so the next bill run, that's when we really will need Paula, that's 3 months from now, cause we
Mhm.
just finished the bill run.
yeah,
But he did witness some of that, so that was good.
I mean, he did have, you know, invoicing and billing experience and the customer service end, so.
Right.
It seemed like it was a big part of the role, so. Yeah, and he showed initiative,
Right.
more than you can say a lot. It says a lot right now.
A question for down the road, all the committees I've been on that deal with personnel issues go into executive session when they discuss personnel issues? Has that been a practice of the commission?
That's a good question, I will have to look into that a little further, yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I'm fine with the process right now, I just think down the road, we would want to have
Yeah, for the reviews, yeah,
exactly.
good point, yeah, I'll look into that.
Okay, any questions about the candidate?
How'd you feel when you sat with him?
The,
Yeah.
the follow-up with his history of work history, have you talked to previous employers at all yet?
Yeah, I believe Julie, the HR manager, reached out to a couple of his employers and
Oh.
got positive reviews, yeah.
Yeah, where are we with the quarry?
That's in Julie's hands,
Yeah, it takes a while, so
yeah.
my experience with quarry is it's not a fast process.
Yeah, all that background stuff, Julie
Yeah,
handles, yeah, it usually takes a while, that's
Yeah.
why January 6th, you know.
Right,
It's usually about a month. Yeah,
okay, so I'll take a motion to ratify the hiring of the candidate.
I'll make a motion to hire Andrew Valerie, is that how you say his last name?
not 100% sure,
Larry.
sorry, Andrew.
Valerie. Andrew as our new business manager for Lunenburg Sewer Commission.
I can second the motion.
Okay, and this is a roll call vote. All those in favor? Oh, I'm sorry, we'll take it by. It's a roll call vote.
You said roll call.
Joseph Hurley,
Aye.
Scott Dahl,
Aye.
Brett Ramston,
Aye.
Mike Mackin is aye. Moving on.
Excellent.
How about that?
There we go. One down.
How's it feel to know that you're gonna have some help?
It's a little weight off my
I
shoulders.
have to tell you that I've really had some real angst over this for a while.
Yeah. I've had a lot of long hours over it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, there's just, there's a whole bunch of things that, just don't make anything work as well as we want it to.
Right.
Hmm.
It is a very busy job.
Yes,
Oh,
it
yeah.
is.
Very busy.
Oh, yeah, that's,
So, yes, we're gonna have a next discussion about our appointed member that we have not seen at a meeting.
Yeah, so I looked at the town bylaws and there's really nothing there. So we can't vote them off. There was one committee, I think it's the finance committee, that it's in the bylaw, it says they could vote somebody out.
Mm.
But this committee, it doesn't say anything.
Do we at least send him an email just to see if he said, yeah, sure, I'm out?
That's what you have to do.
Okay.
So you have to contact them and say, hey, if you wanna show up, come right back. If you don't want it, send me an email.
Do we
saying
know his
you're out.
personal email?
Yep,
Okay.
he hasn't responded to it.
And
Do we need a
if he does
motion?
not
Oh, he hasn't
respond to the
responded.
email, perhaps it's time that we amend the bylaws.
Yeah, I'm sure. Who can
It's
do
not
that?
even
Is that a
really-
select board thing?
If
I'm not
that's
sure.
amending or just adding, where we don't have one.
I assume the commission has the ability to create its own bylaws.
And I'm sure Carter.
I'd have to look into
they may have to
Fine.
go to town vote.
Yeah, I was gonna say, somebody's gonna have to approve it.
I
Yeah,
think so,
that's, I was wondering if Carter would have to.
I would imagine.
yeah,
It could be the select board. There's gotta be some body that will,
yeah.
Well, we can bring it to him and then address it next month.
Yeah, best thing to do is call him, I think, cause he
Well,
hasn't responded to emails.
And we're not in a non-voting situation, so.
no, but again, it makes, put some pressure on the group that,
Yeah.
you want, everybody's gotta show up.
I know, I felt bad, I couldn't make it last one.
And worst case scenario, I mean, the doesn't get voted in come election time.
That's right. He was appointed until May.
Yeah, I mean, he's appointed at the moment.
Right.
So if he doesn't show up at the caucus,
Right.
he's
Just
not
falls off.
getting on the ballot.
That-
If he doesn't get on the ballot,
You're
he's
right.
not gonna be a
Right.
member.
That's the worst case scenario.
That's worst case scenario, because we're a month away from that.
Right.
So,
Yeah,
All right. Well, there will be an end in sight then.
Yes,
okay.
Okay.
I of course would rather have him start showing up to the meetings. but
Yeah,
I
of
don't see
course.
That happening at
I
this point.
was surprised. He seemed so,
He was
Gung-ho.
really
Eager.
gung-ho, Yeah.
That's why we went with him as eagerness.
and
really.
there was another candidate who's also very eager, and it was sort of a toss up to,
Right.
where we came down. Do we have any idea where that?
Did he end up
Never
on another
wind up?
committee?
I don't know,
I know
yeah.
Carter was talking to him after the meeting,
Yeah,
or after we.
I have to imagine they corralled him for something else. We don't have a lot of hot potties. Okay. DPW director updates. Bill, talk about the billing? You started
Alright.
to talk about it.
We started a little bit. So Paula came in, spent more than a few nights and we got the bills out. Of course, during the process, it looked like 15 bills didn't go out. She printed out a report of all the bills and there was all kinds of errors. It looked like 15 didn't go out. Now we went back, a week later, and I think 13 of them had gone out. So there was only 2 more, or maybe all of them went out. We had to correct a couple. There was a couple of errors, some weird happenings. Right, one of them, it was actually a town building. It miscalculated the use, the use times the rate. It had the wrong calculation there somehow. So we had to fix that. There was a couple of little fixes, but we got them out. Wasn't easy. We had to bring in a consultant at one point to help us out a little bit. Yeah, he helped us one afternoon, but we did it.
And this is the continuing saga of the software.
Yeah. So the final piece of the billing is the commitment. So basically a letter to the town accountant and to the town treasurer saying, this money's coming at you, right? It's going to the sewer. So that's one of the documents that I need the four of you to sign tonight.
I think
There's
signed
two of
everything.
them,
The
there's two
commitment.
documents.
Yep.
Excellent, so once we get that, that pretty much wraps it up. Part of the billing, a lot of people call and questions, well, how come it's this, how come it's that? A lot of it's just, then they don't know how to read the bill quite right. Or some of it is, wow, my usage is way high, or something like that, just try to ask them, did you, leave a toilet running, or?
Yeah,
Did you water your garden a lot this year? And, did you fill a pool?
yeah,
And then sometimes I say, yeah, well, that's your extra usage. So, but a lot of questions. So I've been fielding a lot of questions.
So you're looking forward to a new
Oh, yes.
best manager.
Oh, yes. Yeah, but,
Yeah, one full-time job is enough.
that's right. That's right. Yeah.
Okay, oh, so, yeah, the assistant position, yeah, this is, now we can actually start thinking
Yeah, I
about this.
think at this point, we gotta focus on that. I don't think we have any new candidates, but I think we have a good sized pool of candidates. We gotta reach back out to them, see if they're still available, start bringing them in for interviews.
So I'm thinking that, we give Andrew a couple of months to get his feet under him before we bring somebody on? What do you think?
No, it's probably better to bring them in sooner,
Okay,
cause it takes at least a month. They'll probably be here a month before we get somebody, so,
well, I guess also they can kind of like ramp themselves up together.
yeah.
That
Right.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Manhole repair, IFB.
So nothing new there, did go out the bid, we had a low bidder, I haven't even talked to them, I just been so busy, but I assume they're gonna come in the spring and do the work, but I'll have to reach out to them. But the contract is in place.
Yeah, remind the committee where this work is being done?
Various manholes, we had different reports from a couple of years and, it was actually Paula took all the reports, put it into a spreadsheet and found all the manholes that were suspected of I&I getting into them. So we targeted the worst ones. So mostly doing linings, wall repairs, patching around pipes,
So it could be all over town.
getting roots, yeah. Mhm. Yep, so we targeted the worst ones.
Okay. Thanks. And the line repairs on Mass One.
Are complete.
Wonderful.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah, so they were in last week, Tuesday through Friday. It went pretty smooth. They were actually in a little bit earlier. That was the main bulk of the repair. They were in a little bit earlier the week before, doing some prep work.
was that getting the other cutoff installed,
Right.
the
right.
stuck one?
Yeah, that kind of stuff. Oh, Jane's got her hand up.
Yeah.
Jane, are we going too fast?
I was trying to find that stupid hand. On the commitment, you have to vote on it.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, thank you,
You
Jane.
are right.
So, let's see, we've got two, three? This is the second commitment that we're voting on?
Mhm. Right.
Second quarter for fiscal 25.
Sign this one.
Let's sign this one. You have to sign this one.
Yes, I thought you were looking for something in it.
Yep. So, so it looks like the commitment for the second, quarterly billing for fiscal year 25, it's $325,576.84. I will take a, motion to approve this commitment.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second the motions.
Okay, roll call. Scott,
Aye.
Joe?
Aye.
Brett?
Aye.
Mike, aye.
Thank you, Jane, for bailing me out again.
Okay,
Alright,
I think somebody's a little overtired and
Oh,
a
yeah.
little overworked.
so back to the line repair, so, yeah, we brought in the tankers, first they had a big tanker, the trailer. That sucked out the line, and then we had a smaller truck just kinda standing by, grabbing any flow that was coming into the well while they did the repairs. The second day, just a small truck again. Then the next day, they didn't even need a truck. And then the Friday, they had the truck in again, and I think Thursday went a little longer. You know, whatever work they were doing had to get done that day, and then Friday they wrapped it up and. Yeah,
I
it
was
was good.
surprised that there wasn't a lot of, I didn't notice any outdoor excavation.
There was,
There must have been.
yeah, it was right there, right at the station.
Real close.
Yeah, real close, just a small hole.
Hmm.
Yep. Of course, I went there and they said, whoa, we found the pipe after we dug this rock this big off the top of it. I don't think rocks that big are in the spec, but never fails. But yeah, it went pretty smooth, so.
That's great.
And now, now that they have some experience, I'll see if I can get a price to do basically the same work at the Dana Street station. Hopefully the price comes down a little bit now they have a little experience.
Right.
It's basically
Big
the
hope.
same job. I hope so. Great.
Any, future agenda items from the members? I'm glad because, I was gonna talk about recruitment. And now I don't need to.
I had a couple people find out I was on the sewer commission and ask, so I figured I'd do the due diligence since I couldn't answer their question, but they wanted to know with the rates, the cost, that have been going up between dumping them to the surrounding towns, has the town ever explored its own sewage treatment plant?
It has, right?
Yeah.
One of the reports over there, I'm sure, has it.
Yeah.
Huge money.
Oh, I'm sure,
Yeah.
but I think
Yeah.
there was like, well, you know, what's the
Yeah.
potential investment for, you know, of what the cost might
Right.
still keep
The
escalating.
impact on the ratepayer would be
Yeah.
beyond the
Yeah,
cost of what we're sending to Leominster.
That's fine, but at least we're putting it out there.
right, so I think one of the biggest challenges is where would the outfall go, right? You
Exactly,
know, that's a tough one, and
yeah,
it typically goes into water, right?
And remember,
Yeah.
it's relative to Leominster and Pittsburgh, it's a small system.
Yeah,
mhm.
it,
But I think it was just that people really noticed it on their rates the last couple bills, so that, and
Well,
I
that
think
was our
that's.
budget that we voted
that's
in
where they
last
were- no, no.
time, and part of the increase of the cost to Fitchburg and Leominster.
right, that was a big part of it.
Right.
Yeah.
And we went up a little bit for the capital projects that we have to do. So,
Yeah,
I mean, the system now needs to be really taken care of, because it's reached an age where this stuff needs to be done.
right, right, the stations are coming to the end of their design lives.
yeah. No, I don't disagree, it was just,
Yeah. No, it's a
again,
good
I've only been here a year, so.
Yeah.
Is there any sort of transparency into when and what the math is when those rates go up to the neighboring towns, or are we just sort of at their mercy for the rates?
It's negotiated.
Yeah.
We sat down with both of those towns
Okay.
and negotiated, a rate.
Okay,
Right, but part of that is they can change their rates, so we know what Fitchburg is doing for the next few years. I think we know what Leominster is doing for a couple of years too.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah,
But I think the agreement is a 5-year agreement? I can't remember.
oh,
that.
25 years.
5-year agreement,
25.
right, right.
We shouldn't have to think about that then.
no,
Well, but like in the agreement, it says they can go up on their.
They can go up.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, so. You know, either we follow suit or we lose money. Can't really lose money.
No,
Yes.
Okay,
that was all I had.
all right. Is there any old business? I don't think so. Nope.
I don't think so.
We have no public for public comment. As I said earlier, December the 24th, we will be having no meeting so that we all can go home and enjoy ourselves and be with family and friends. The next meeting is January the 14th, which will be here as a hybrid meeting. And then January the 28th is a Zoom meeting. And February 11th at 7 PM is another hybrid meeting here. So I guess I'll take a motion to adjourn.
I'll motion to adjourn the meeting.
I'll second the motion.
Okay, and roll call. Joe,
Aye.
Scott,
Aye.
Brett.
No.
It was still close.
You're gonna miss us?
Mike.
I'm gonna miss it.
Hi. Thank you all. Thank you, Jane.
You're welcome.
There she goes.